this city needs to be on your bucket list. Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 reasons to visit San Diego. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be taking a closer look at a few of the different factors that have earned San Diego the moniker America's finest city. Number 10. Craft beer. San Diego is a city of doers. Artisanal and specialty products abound across a wide range of industries, but there are few things that the city of San Diego does better or with more gusto than craft beer. As of 2018, there were over 150 craft breweries and brew pubs in San Diego County, plus a few dozen tasting rooms dedicated to local craft beer. Looking to taste craft beer from somewhere else in America or beyond while visiting this beer mecca? The city's got more than a dozen unaffiliated tasting rooms serving up small batch brews from both San Diego County and beyond. With so many breweries in business, you're spoiled for choice, especially since so many local brewmasters are trying bold and exciting new approaches to beer making. Of course, if you're not a beer drinker, you'll be pleased to know that coffee culture is similarly booming in San Diego. Number 9. Hiking opportunities. Getting into a craft beer can be a whole lot of fun, but if you're not living a balanced lifestyle, it can also be quite taxing on your waistline. Thankfully, San Diego's geography makes it hard to justify not burning off some of those extra calories, what with all of the hiking trails in and around the city. Torrey Pines State Park is home to a handful of beginner-level trails ranging in length from 0.7 to 1.7 miles, that despite their relative ease, nonetheless reward hikers with some truly stunning views or beach access. For something a bit longer, consider Los Penasquitos Canyon Trail, which is just shy short of 7 miles in length, and will take you past waterfalls, creeks, and if you're lucky, maybe even a deer or two. More experienced hikers will similarly find much to appreciate about Iron Mountain Trail, Cuyamaca Peak Loop Trail, and Cowles Mountain. Number 8. Museums. San Diego is a vibrant and modern city, but it's also rich in art, culture, and history, meaning that those who like their destinations to have some educational opportunities will find plenty of daytime activities to choose from during their stay. One of the city's most popular and impressive attractions is the San Diego Natural History Museum, or simply known as the NAT for short, where adults and children alike can educate themselves on our fascinating world, both present and past. History buffs won't want to miss the USS Midway, a maritime museum housed inside of the longest-serving aircraft carrier of the last century. Add to that the Fleet Science Center, the Museum of Man, and the San Diego Museum of Art, among others, and you've honestly got too many worthwhile museums for a single trip. Number 7. The weather. Cultural attractions are all well and good, but let's be honest, the difference between rain and shine can make or break a trip. This is perhaps one of the best things about San Diego and planning a vacation there. The weather is almost always on your side. The city has been said to have near-perfect weather year-round. Summer rarely gets too hot, hovering around a perfectly comfortable 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And while it has been known to climb up to the 80s or 90s, such spikes in temperature just serve as a reminder to go enjoy a cooling dip in the ocean. As for wintertime, the average is 57 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning that it's light jacket or sweater weather. But what about rain, you ask? Well, that's San Diego's biggest meteorological selling point. It averages just 21 days of precipitation a year compared to the national average of 110, making for a total of 12 inches of rain compared to 38 throughout the country. Number 6. The Botanic Gardens and Balboa Park. What better way to take advantage of San Diego's good weather than to embrace the great outdoors by exploring one of the many green spaces in and around the city? The San Diego Botanic Garden, located in Encinitas, 30 minutes north of the city, covers 37 acres of land and boasts a wide range of exhibits, including but not limited to a tropical rainforest, a subtropical fruit garden, desert gardens, and, considered by many to be its starring attraction, the largest bamboo grove in America. With 4 miles of walking trails snaking through its various sections, the San Diego Botanic Gardens makes for a great morning or afternoon stroll. If you're looking for green space that incorporates plenty of culture and activities, Balboa Park is a must-visit. Covering 1,200 acres of land, it's home to numerous gardens, over a dozen museums, theaters, and more. Number 5. San Diego Zoo. This is perhaps the single most popular attraction at Balboa Park, and with good reason. The San Diego Zoo receives more visitors annually than any other zoo in the country, and it attracts those 3.2 million guests by having a spectacular selection of animals, including many rare and endangered species. As people become increasingly aware of and concerned about animal welfare, many zoos have come under fire for the quality of life of the creatures they care for. But San Diego has always placed the comfort of their animals above all else. They were actually among the first zoos to pioneer open-air closures that recreate natural habitats. The zoo is also world-renowned for its conservation and preservation efforts. All that to say, in San Diego, you can marvel at animals with a clean conscience. For those who can't get enough wildlife, you should also check out the Birch Aquarium. Number 2. Nightlife. San Diego is a city where you're never short on sights or fun activities, and come nighttime, this is a destination that continues to fire on all cylinders. The city is known to have some of the best nightlife on the West Coast. To experience a little bit of everything that America's finest city has to offer after sundown, we recommend starting in the Gaslamp Quarter, which is home to over 150 restaurants, dozens of bars, and a nice selection of nightclubs. But that's just scratching the surface of what the city has to offer. From live music and dance parties to its refined craft cocktail scene, San Diego knows how to have a good time. And with such diverse options, like a rooftop cinema club, sleepovers at the San Diego Wild Animal Park, arcades, trivia, and cabaret, there's really something for everyone. Number 3. The food scene. For many travelers, it's their stomach and taste buds that dictate where they go next. If you fall into this category, we think that San Diego needs to be bumped up on your list of priority destinations. Considering how seriously the city treats beer, cocktails, and coffee, it's only natural that they approach food with the same passion. What's so nice about the city's culinary scene, though, is that it can be appreciated at all price points. Those looking to splurge have an abundance of upscale options dealing in fresh seafood, Asian cuisine, and farm-to-table goods to choose from. By the same token, one can arguably dine just as well for a fraction of the price by doing a cheap eats tour of the city. Being so close to the border, San Diego arguably has some of the best Mexican food in the United States. Foodies will find that creativity reigns supreme here. There's a sense of adventure in every bite. Number 2. The Seals of La Jolla. Call us crazy, but as great as the San Diego Zoo is, this naturally occurring animal encounter is perhaps even more incredible. There's just something awe-inspiring about seeing such a large collection of sizable creatures doing their own thing in the wild. The shores of La Jolla have long played host to seals and sea lions, and they tend to congregate at Coast Boulevard, where, we want to warn you, the parking is incredibly competitive. You'll often find sea lions piled on top of one another, relaxing in the sun and barking as they wiggle into a more comfortable position. It's quite the sight to behold. Over at the children's pool, where the seals tend to congregate, depending on the time of year, you may even see newborn seal pup. Just remember that to these beautiful and fascinating creatures, this shoreline is home, so please appreciate them from a respectful distance. Number 1. The beaches. When visiting America's southern west coast, a trip to the beach is an absolute must. Heck, for many travelers, this is the reason to make the trip. The beaches here are beautiful, and thanks to that near-perfect weather, there's very little chance of getting rained out. A winter trip to San Diego likely means that the water will be uncomfortably cold for a casual swim, but a stroll along one of these picturesque beaches is something that can be appreciated year-round. Coronado Beach, Pacific Beach, Flat Rock, Playa Pacifica, they each have something unique to offer. Got a four-legged friend who similarly loves to frolic in the waves? There are a number of designated dog beaches where your canine companion is allowed off-leash. Of course, more active travelers will also want to try their hand at surfing, which adds an entirely new way to appreciate the beach. Thankfully, various beaches along San Diego's coast have the perfect waves for beginners, not to mention a wide selection of surfing schools to choose from. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoTravels and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.